All right. Hello, lifers, and welcome to another episode of Because Life Can Be a Niche podcast. I am so excited. Once again, I have a special guest rocking her tiara, baby, Keysha Lee. I can't wait for you all to meet her and get into it and what we're going to talk about. I'm just going to do a little bit of our regular stuff that we normally say so y'all know where you are and what you're doing and how we roll. So today, the tea of the episode, I'm just going to kick it on off. The tea of the episode is ginger chamomile. Ginger is very good this time of year. It's fall time. It's getting a little, getting a little cold outside or getting a little bit of fall crisp in the air. Ginger is very good for your immune system. And then chamomile will just go on and just put you right on out and knock you on to sleep. So get your ginger chamomile tea. This is in the Because Life Can Be a Niche cup. It's not a tea cup, but it's my cup and I love it. I'm sitting that down and moving that on out of the way. And you all know, if you want to ride with us, if you're listening where you get your podcasts, then of course we appreciate you. We love you. Keep on listening. But we'd also like you to watch us too on the YouTube channel, Life Can Be a Niche. Please, please, please hit the subscribe button. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything to do that. So please come on in the living room and let's talk about life. I am beyond thrilled, because I'm just going to jump on into the subject matter at hand today. And the time is now. I mean, that's the subject matter today. And I'm going to introduce our guest. Y'all, look, first of all, I know her from way, way back, like college days back in the day. And I'd hate to just be like, well, this is my girl, Keysha. But that's who she is. She is just a blessing. We have UGA Bulldogs repping the dogs. I mean, just Grady College of Journalism. But I'm going to be official. I'm going to go ahead and read your bio so people will know who you are. And then we will just start our conversation. So you sit there with that tiara. I'm going to just go ahead and start reading. You guys, welcome to the living room with us today, Keysha Lee. Keysha is a proud Bulldog with a bachelor's degree in telecommunications art from UGA's Grady College of Journalism and Mass Communication, my alma mater. Lee went right to work pursuing her dream of becoming a television news reporter. Her broadcast journalism career took her to 3 markets where she covered the news in Georgia, Alabama, and North Carolina. Additionally, she earned a master's degree in education from Alabama State University. Keysha has built an exhaustive list of achievements, including creating, producing, hosting an award-winning TV show, Lessons with Mrs. Lee, writing and directing an award-nominated documentary, Lessons from a Living Legend, featuring Mary Frances Early, UGA's first Black graduate, creating and presenting Filmmaking 101 workshops, and serving as a lead STEM educator in TV and film. She's busy, y'all, but it's more. Keysha is the founder and president of Leeway Productions. The best part about being a woman in media is inspiring all women, especially Black women and girls, to chase their dreams. Representation is so important to believing you too can make it in a white, male-dominated industry. Say that. When women see me, they see themselves, and that visual creates confidence and the courage to pursue their passion. Girl, you better go on. Welcome, 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 you all. Give Keysha Lee a big welcome. I'm so thankful to you for coming in the living room and just me. Oh my goodness. I'm so proud. I'm just so proud. So it's just, we're just gonna go ahead. I'm so proud, y'all. This is a book. But I know we're going to talk about it. But I just got to let y'all know.
And thank you for supporting, sis. Thank you.
You are more than welcome. Welcome to the show, to the podcast. We have been connected since college.
Yes.
And journalism school, UGA being one of the best journalism programs, Grady College of Journalism, one of the best in the country, and very fortunate to make it in the program because it's not easy to get into.
Very competitive.
Thank you.
I made it in the UGA. Now I got to get.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Damn.
So getting there and getting through that and graduating. But it's just that we reconnected in Augusta. I was working there after grad school. I ended up in Augusta working, and I saw you, and I was like, on the news. I said, wait a minute. And we connected there, and I have just been. I think we've been connected via social media, and I've been following your career. And just following everything that you've done, just higher and higher everywhere you go. I'm so proud and just honored to have you on the show today. And we were just talking. I mean, when we talked the other day about the time is now.
It's right now. It is right now.
Girl, go on and give the people something. Tell us that.
There is no perfect time. There is no better time. There is no time when the stars are going to align, and when your kids get older, when you lose weight, gain weight, when you cut your hair, get a new hairstyle, you grow your hair out, when you grow your edges back, your lashes in. Look, put all that to the side. I mean, and that's the thing. It's right now. Do it. And I was telling you, and I want to share this with your audience, one of my favorite quotes is, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. So let that simmer in that teacup.
Yeah.
Let that marinate with y'all this evening.
That a little bit.
Yes, that's the tea.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be great to get started. You don't have to have all the equipment. You don't have to have all the connections. You don't have to have, $20,000. I mean, who is ever going to have $20,000? Just let me get it saved and ready to, people, they put so many barriers in their way. Just get started.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I mean, that right there, I think is a word that I hope someone is listening right now, and you're wondering if you have everything you need to get going, and you've said that so eloquently. Start right now. It does not matter if you have all of the pieces. I think we talked about that with this podcast, even and launching it.
Witness, you are a living example.
A cell phone and light.
A cell phone.
And my children as my production assistants.
And there you go.
During a pandemic.
Yes, of course.
It worked. Yeah. It worked because if you don't go ahead and just step out and do it, then you're right. Because if we're waiting for everything to line up, it will never.
And even if everything lines up, then everything else is going to go haywire. Right. So if your professional life lines up, then your personal life gonna get crazy. Then your children gonna start getting acting up at school, and then the principal gonna call. What he said? Oh, he did. So hey, get started.
Yes.
Started. Yes, and then follow the signs. Okay, that's something I think is important for us. We're always like, well, am I supposed to do this? I'm not sure. You'll see all them signs. You've gotten all those confirmations. Follow it. Mm-hmm. I love your story about how you came up with the name of your show and how you went back and forth. And I was teasing you. I was like, you're like the lady who was stranded on the ocean, and then a paddle boat came from a lifeboat came, the cruise ship. Oh no, I'm waiting on
the Lord.
The Lord has sent you several signs to say go for it.
Yes.
So we can't get stuck. In the planning process. We can't get stuck like they say, failure to launch. You can't get stuck right there. Do something every day to get you closer to your dreams. Every day. And then one day just say, well, you know what? I have planned, I have researched, I have looked at examples, I've done everything I can do. I mean, Leeway Productions don't sound like OWN. I can't think about Oprah Winfrey Network. Okay, Leeway Productions doesn't sound like Bankable Productions. Company. But I said,
right.
we're going with leeway. That's the only way, the leeway to do this.
That's right. I love it. I love the play on word. Girl, go
So,
on.
my main journey wasn't as great as yours because I kept saying, I want something like own. I want something like bankable. Wow,
Right.
was bankable. And everybody was like, girl, if you don't go ahead and start
That's
this.
the name of this company. And it's perfect because
Perfect.
leeway, it flows beautifully.
It is perfect.
We all need a little leeway.
I mean, what? Look, can I get a leeway a little bit?
Right. Exactly.
Then I said, Keysha, Nike has a swoosh. If they have a swoosh, honey, you know what I'm saying?
Get a leeway.
On with your leeway now and
Right.
stop and go ahead.
That's right. And stop going back and forth because I will say I was doing that. I think I shared that with you. I was sitting there praying about it, writing it down, researching. Well, I don't know what. And instead of just stepping on out.
Stepping on faith.
And going forward and not waiting for it to be perfect. I think that's
you just said it. Don't wait for it to be perfect. Don't wait. Another saying that I love that I tell myself and remind myself of, sometimes you have to leap before you're ready. Sometimes you have to leap before I'm not ready. Take that leap.
Mm-hmm.
I need more time. Take the leap.
Go ahead.
Leap. Feel froggy and leap now.
Right. That's right. Now tell us how you took the leap. Tell us how you went from graduate of the University of Georgia to spending your time doing the work out in the field, reporting and news anchoring, and then now you have your own production company. I mean, walk us through that.
Oh gosh. Okay. I'm gonna try not to take you down a long lengthy. Let's take a little walk. But yeah, I thought TV news was it for me. I was like, I want to be a news reporter. I got that first job in Augusta, Georgia. I said, oh, I'm on my way.
Yeah.
This is it. I have made it. Nobody is doing what I'm doing. There's not the Perrys, not the Lees, not, my mother's maiden name is Isles. Nobody is doing what I'm like, this is the pinnacle. And I wanted to end up in New York or LA, that was the ultimate goal, to be, on Good Morning America.
Yeah.
Morning America. So I said, I've made it. I mean, I worked so hard for this goal and I'm here. And then I wasn't loving it. And I was like, oh no. If I'm honest with myself, I didn't love it in college.
Really?
If I'm honest with myself.
Okay.
It was just such a inspiring path. A journalist, everyone's like, oh, that sounds so amazing.
Right.
And it's a tall feat, as you say, getting into Georgia, getting into the Grady College. But even my journalism 101, 102, 103, all of those entry-level courses, it didn't do it for me. And I thought, well, maybe it's because it's theory, it's older white men that were studying, they're getting all the credit for creating everything.
Right.
And maybe it's because I'm in class with 200 other students. I just haven't, it ain't there. Right. And so I said, nope, I'm going forward. So then I was doing so well. I never had any academic issues, thankfully. So a lot of folks said, well, you need a minor. Go ahead and do a minor, have a specialization. It always is good. So I started taking speech communication. Loved it.
My minor.
Loved it. Loved the coursework. Loved analyzing speeches.
It was awesome.
Kind of put it out there. My mom was like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Honey, no. We're not, no. Okay, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Write your speech, deliver your speech, and go on and go to, okay. I said, okay. So, our parents, they are more, this is the path.
Yes.
So I made it. I did internships while at Georgia Public Broadcasting, at WSB TV. And so I said, okay. I mean, I was doing well. So I thought, this is what I'm supposed to do. Mm-hmm. I get a job in Augusta. And I hope it's okay to say this, but I catch hell. Oh my God. It was horrible. Like the news directors, assistant news directors, they gave me a hard time.
Yes.
And I had no one to rely on. There was no Keysha Lee when I was around. There was no mentor to call. There were very few people, you kind of took another more of a PR path, I believe, or marketing. So there was no one. Even there was a young lady, she was, I think, in your class as well. We became very close. She didn't get into business. She moved back home to Tennessee. And so I had no one. And boy, I was like, this is not what I expected, but I mean, my mother's so proud. They, the church came to the station, took a tour, Georgia Public Broadcasting and then done a little, I claim one of our, interns has made it in the business. So, I kept saying I can't give up now. So I went to Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Okay.
I loved it there.
Okay.
My news director loved me. She gave me all the big stories. She raved about my coverage. Oh, you were so poised. And you just, and, then that started the inner station hate. I mean, it wasn't that good.
She's all right.
Right. I love North Carolina. And I said, okay, this is going to be my home. The news director who hired me in Augusta had moved to Charlotte. So I said, when I finish in Winston, Charlotte, I think, is a top 20 market. Okay, I have my plan. And I will stay there until something opens up in Atlanta. I'm working for a bad company in Winston. They cancel news after like the first of the year, January 11th. They're like, yeah, we're not doing news anymore. What about my contract, people?
Right.
They had a little clause in the contract. They had a little clause.
No.
Oh yeah, we can get rid of you, and we don't have to pay out your contract. You have to serve out your contract, but we don't have to pay it out. Oh, well, that was my first from the business side. I was like, are you kidding me? So I was at a crossroads. My pastor in that town said, Keysha, stay. We'll get you something going. I was like, well, I'm kind of going to go back to school. I had thought about teaching in that time.
Okay.
And then Montgomery called. They had been looking at me since I left Augusta. Okay. And I said, well, it turns out I am on the market again.
Right.
So I go to Montgomery, and I'm well received there in the community. I meet John Lewis, of many, many people. I meet his entire family. I mean, my colleagues, other peers at other stations. I mean, that was my best experience. I was well received. And so then we had a news director change at my station, and I was not feeling her. I said, well, Lord, I've been doing this for a while. I'm of a particular age. I'm getting a little older. Time is passing. I think I'm gonna get out.
Okay.
So, I had an agent, and I said, if I get in the top 30 market, where I can really see potential, I'll go for it. If not, I'm getting out.
Okay.
So I say, I'm going to give myself 6 months too. Because this time I got out of my contract early. I couldn't stand my new news director. I couldn't stand her. So she was like, do you even want this job? I was like, well, I don't know. Could be not. Who's to say? That's the color purple line. And so I just felt like, you know what? And see, I was younger then. No children, not married. So I was like, girl,
You could bounce. You could bounce.
what? So
Mm-hmm.
I had interviews at about 3 or 4 stations. I just wasn't feeling it. So I said, I think I'm done with TV news. And my
That's how.
family was like, no, we want to be able to say we got a news anchor news report in the family. Well, you got 2 more weeks? Because I'm 2 more weeks. I'm out.
Oh my
So,
goodness.
yes, I end up getting a severance package this time because after I found out about that clause in North Carolina, I made sure we had clauses, and then I had to pay an attorney. But I got my contracts from then on out reviewed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so, long story short, I'm kind of out here in the wind, not knowing what to do. Montgomery is a great town. A lot of my friends was like, I think you'd be a great teacher. My mom was like, I've always wanted you to teach. I'm like, you don't make enough money. No, ma'am. You're not. And so I sat around actually for about 1.5 years, just kind of trying to find my way. And then I said, okay, Mom, if I get into school, if I can find money for it, I'll do it. So I got into Alabama State. I ended up getting a special grant because of the TV background, and they were really starting to push film and TV. And so I got my master's in education in Alabama at Alabama State. Go Hornets.
Okay, all right.
And then I had a little relationship breakdown, and so I ran for the hills to run back home to my mommy in Atlanta. And then I started teaching because I was going to teach English in Alabama.
Okay.
I come home and there are a lot more opportunities, and so I was able to teach TV and film, and that's how I got to the education piece.
Okay.
So then I'm going to try to go quicker on this walk down memory lane.
Take your time. This is interesting. This is a lot. This is light. Keep going.
Life. You know, I got to figure out all the side stories too. Yeah. And so I started teaching, and I was like, oh my God, the system is so broken. And I hated my principal. You know, maybe I have an issue with authority. We'll dive into that.
That's another episode, right?
Right. So I always transition, and I've always never been afraid. Like, I'm not happy. I don't like this situation. Mm-hmm. So then I said, okay, I'm not going to run to a new career. What am I going to do? Because I love TV and film, and I love teaching. Mm-hmm. So how can I do this? And so I said, I'm going to create my own show, you know, while I'm still teaching. Because I had a studio, control room, crew, my students.
Yes.
And I said, I'm going to do my own thing. You know, I kind of wanted to be like Melissa Harris Perry. She's a professor, and then she had her little show, and they took it from her, but that's okay. She's still great. Or I wanted to kind of be like Spike Lee. I know that he's at NYU, but he produces films, directs films, you know. So I always kind of wanted that. I wanted to still be a producer as well as a teacher. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to just teach and pour into my students. I wanted my own thing as well. So It was just perfect. I was dissatisfied. I started my show. Mm-hmm. Then a couple of years into it was successful. Sponsorships. I got distribution. I was so blessed with that endeavor. I thought that was it. I was like, this is my claim to fame. This is my legacy. This is what oh my God, this is like the best thing ever. You know, I did a show and I have distribution, and it's not a radio show, it's a TV show. So I thought that was going to be it. I was going to try to move it. It was playing on my district, DeKalb County's educational access channel. I was going to try to move it to a commercial station so I could get more sponsors and make money from it and monetize it. And then I started teaching filmmaking 101 for the libraries. You know, I walked in one day and I was like, oh, y'all do great programming. What about something like film making? And they said, we have a little something like that. So I attended that workshop, and I said, in just talking, I should teach this. I would kill it. I would do this, this, and this. And they say, would you really? I was like, yeah. So I took that student's job.
Oh.
And then I hired him as my intern. So.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that.
Right. Look at that. I said,
Opportunity.
I didn't mean it for it to go down like that. But yeah, so, and then the demand, somebody was like, you need to put it in a book. Because after I teach a workshop, they're like, well, what's next? When is the next one? I'm like, I'm doing the same thing at another branch or at another college or university.
Mm-hmm.
This summer, we're doing this film type. That's it. So the demand was there, and I put it in a book. And so hence, Keysha Lee presents Filmmaking 101.
Yes. Yes.
Films on your mobile device.
Yes. Love it.
Films today.
Right.
Start making films today, baby. Leeway.
Leeway Productions, baby.
That's the only way to leeway.
We all need a little leeway.
Okay. So yes, that's how we became an author. And truly, I think that everyone has a book in them, right? There's something there's a story that you have to tell, whether it's something like my book, which is more of a resource, more informative, or if it's your life story, something you've experienced or been through. We all have a story. We all have a film in us. And so I made this to help inspire aspiring filmmakers, but everyone, you, for your podcast, to be able to promote your brand and promote your message and share your story. And so I'm still looking forward to you making a film for my book.
Look, speak it into
yes.
Say it. Just don't let it just get all out there. Just let me receive that.
You and the boys. Listen.
Yes.
I want to see a commercial at the top of the podcast from now on.
That's right. Exactly. You know, we were shooting our commercial today because when we talked last week and you said, I didn't see your video promo of that. And then I said, oh, it's there. And you saw it. And then you're like, okay, you got to promote. You got to stay out there. And I have been intentional about that just from our talk. That's why y'all got to get this book because you break that down in here so well about, I think we take for granted. We take social media for granted when we use it personally. But it can be a backbone for your business. And you think, well, my family, I'm staying in touch with my family, or I'm communicating with my friends, or happy birthday here and there. But for your business, it's really a plan. You have a laid out, it's all very clear how you promote and market yourself. And look, y'all, it's not a thick book, so don't even think I don't have to read it.
You're gonna be reading forever, my Lord.
Right. Exactly. That's not an excuse you can use on this one. Because it's easy. It has everything outlined. You can write in it, you can make notes, you can highlight and share. But you can also get the author in person and do workshops as well, so you don't just have to get it in a book. And so let's talk about that a little bit, because I love what you said, and I want you to elaborate on that more about the workshops and the book. You said that I've never been afraid to take a chance, and I've never been afraid to try something or to walk away from something that wasn't working for me.
Absolutely. If I could just get that into women, please. Don't be afraid to start something. You don't have to be taller, thinner, prettier, honey. Everything you need is in the universe. And follow the signs of it. It'll lead you. Operate in what you do.
Right.
If it's a podcast, if it's filmmaking, if it's a CPA, whatever it is that you are gifted to do, if it's cosmetology, whatever it is, don't sit on your gifts. Or if you're a writer, start writing. Just start a blog, start a vlog, because I like video. So start talking, girl. Give 30 seconds. Just set up somewhere in your home and just start running your mouth and post it.
That's
This is how you start, and people will respond. And I'm starting a movement. Now I don't know what your other authors are doing for you, but I am pushing my people to be great. I'm pushing my people to get started. To don't put your own barriers in place. To go for it. And so that is really what I want for everybody.
You said that when we were talking, you said, I want to empower women to stand on their business, own it, stand up in their truth, stand up in their authenticity. And I love what you said, because if we're waiting for, a certain weight to be on TV, or waiting for our hair to be a certain length, it ain't gonna happen. If anything, time keeps on ticking. So it's not like you're going to blossom into anything that particular that you need to be. What you have, you said, is in you right now.
You have everything that you need already.
Right.
And honey, if you watch reality TV, which I do, and I'm proud of it, and I'm not gonna you saw Nene and all these first season. How do they look this season together?
That's right.
They evolved as they start making that Bravo money.
Girl.
They got snatched, and then her is together. So they evolved before. If you go back and look at Wendy Williams, honey, it was a mess when she first got out there. And so it's about getting started. But the other thing that does is it's inspiring. When I go back and look at my first show, I'm like, it is some hot mess. But look at me now.
Right. Yeah.
And the same thing with my book. I want to republish it every day. I'm obsessed with my craft and what I create. But the other thing is, have something for you. I hope that this pandemic has taught us we cannot be, excuse me. I'm under, girl, I got all kind of lights on. That's why.
Honey, you look fabulous.
Thank you. That's why I'm so light over here. Now the light got me, Jen. Girl. Create something of your own. Period. I tell my peers who are still in news, girl, start doing your own thing. I had a young lady, a beautiful woman, that's a friend of mine, and a main anchor in a top 10 market. And everything she did was for the station. And I was like, that is a mistake. You have a built-in audience. People know you from the show. And now you got 10,000, 20,000 followers. Well, they say if they mention my station, like she speaks all the time, well, they can't pay me. Then don't mention the station. Right. You're telling people news anchor Cindy Jones, and that's it.
That's right.
Let them know and stop working for free. Women are always volunteering and giving their gifts away. Men don't do that.
Yes, that is.
My husband don't volunteer for nothing. I think one time we did a food drive with his job. And that's just, I don't even know why we did that, but I was happy and I went. I'm always trying to give it away.
Right.
Give it for free. Men don't do anything for free. And they always think they're worth it. They always, man. And they're always like, I should be. They always think higher of themselves.
They
Why
do.
don't we?
That is such a good point. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's what we have been accustomed to coming up.
It's institutionalizational, innovational. We are conditioned that way. We're taught that we're selfish or selfless. We need to just be bleeding out in the street for our family. As long as the boys have something to eat. No,
exactly.
Yeah, ma'am.
That's exactly right. But you're exactly right, because especially if you're married and you're a mom, then everything is, well, your children come first. Well, this comes first. Well, where do you come? If everything comes first, then you're an empty vessel, because you're putting all of your energy.
You're not going to be any good. It's going to be a matter of time.
Right.
And my favorite I don't know if it's analogy, metaphor to give women is, even on the airplane, it says secure your mask first, sis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Secure your mask. Build
Yeah.
yourself up. They'll be okay.
Right.
Just have everything. They had Father and the Most High. They have more than I've ever had, will have had, did have. They're going to be fine.
Right. Exactly.
And so it's been a journey because I've had to say, I need more help. I need you to take a day off. I'm not going to be able to do it today. I don't know. I have something and I'm going to do it. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there. Just simple things. Whatever makes you, that feeds your soul, you have to do it. Right. So I used to feel guilty about going to the nail shop because it takes a couple of hours.
Yes. I would actually feel, or I would leave the house and actually start, it's like a little sinking feeling in my heart.
Yeah.
And, Mommy, you're leaving? Why, Mommy? And they would be crying at the door. Right. And I literally, by the time I got down the street and around the corner, girl, and I was like, but when I come back or I rush back, because I'm like, I got to get back because they need me. They're upset that I left. They off in La La Land playing, having a ball. They straightened up as soon as I left. Before I could get out of the subdivision, they were fine. I didn't know that.
Little people play us too. They play us more than the big people.
They do. They really do. And I had to get that in my spirit. Like, I had to figure it out. I was so run down and so empty and putting everything and everybody ahead of simple things. Like getting your toes straightened up. Just get your pedicure.
And let me tell you,
I was feeling bad.
Let me tell you what happened to me. I got to tell you the story. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
My husband and I were engaged. And in fact, we celebrated 10 years on 10/10/2020.
Girl, I love it. Congratulations. A decade down.
Woo, hi,
girl.
Thank you.
You're on the home stretch now. It's right. Past 7. You good?
That's what they say, girl. And so, but I remember I was so happy. Girl, you would have thought it was my sweet 16 or whatever. And so I would always, once we got engaged and all of that, it looked like I started seeing more married couples. And I'd always see, and so like I would meet his friends, colleagues, or whomever, and they go, "Hey, Keysha, so nice to meet you. Let me introduce you to my wife." And KD, I would see their wife and go, "KD, she hadn't got her hair done, who Lord knows when, nails." The wives always looked horrible. Right. I have to speak the truth. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, what the hell is happening to them in marriage?
Right.
Now, I'm a young girl, engaged, happy, and I kept saying, I'm telling you, everybody I would meet, they'd be like, "Hey, Keysha, I want you to meet my wife."
And you were like, "Do say."
Girl, they look run down.
Right.
They look like they had not been doing self-care. And girl, I would come home and I was like, "Let me tell you something. You're not gonna kill me. You're not gonna age me. You're not gonna make me fat or fatter. You're not gonna have me looking old." And he'd be like, "What?
Where did you go?" Man, we just went to the party. Where did you go?
Right, girl. It would literally be something like, "Yeah, we just went to the party." Katie, I was like, y'all not gonna get me. And so I promised myself.
So smart.
I promised Keysha to not let it happen. And there's ebbs and flows. There are times where I'm like, "Girl, you letting it get away from you. You better take a step back."
Right.
And then, girl, I had to say the same thing when I had kids. Girl, all over again. I had the marriage piece down. Then when we had kids, I said, "Look here, little boy, you will not kill me. You will not age me. You will not make me fatter or fat. You will not." And great.
Oh, girl.
And I'm telling you, I mean, I'm saying it in a spirit, and we're having fun with it, but I mean it's true. It's
Yes.
important to women.
Yes, it is so important. As a matter of fact, that's perfect into that is a perfect leeway into our talk. Because you saw what I did there. So we were talking, and I said to you the other day, I said, Keysha, you're doing so much. I see you everywhere producing your documentary, your filming, and your teaching. And I'm like, how do you do it all? And you beautifully laid out. It's about support and relationships. And the first place you looked to was your husband.
That's it.
For support.
Yeah, that was it. I'm very ambitious. I'm very driven. I'm always pushing myself. I want to do new things. I want to live full and die empty. Losing my mother in 2017 really gave me a gut punch, and it just made me feel so lost and just, but as I talked to her that last 11 months of her life, I turned over an even newer leaf, like, girl, we're going to, you're going to realize every dream possible. You're going to multiply every gift that God has ever given you. You're going to do more and abundantly above anything you ever thought. And so where I had to start was my girlfriends were always asking me out. Right. And at first, when I first got married, I was like, they just hating because they single, They'd be like, you don't go anywhere. You have a husband. You have all these people. Why? And I'd be like, I have the boys. I can't go. My husband's working. I can't go. And so, I was a little like, why are they just trying to mess up my thing? Have a thing, I wasn't sure. This was new territory for me. So I wasn't sure because my mom was a single mom. So, I wasn't sure how to navigate marriage, and I just wanted it to last and be great and work. So, but more and more the universe kept showing me. It kept showing me it's the signs. It kept showing my friends were badgering me, yes. But then I would see more and more men where they'd be like, yeah, I got the kids today. My wife, she just seemed real tired. And I'm like, see, Leah never said tired or baby, go out with the girls. I'm going to take the day off.
Right.
I had to learn, then ask for it. Because I'm the kind of person, well, if they don't, what I'm saying, I'm not going to ask nobody to, they
Guilty. Same thing.
Do that to ourselves. That's so crazy.
Isn't it crazy? It's the craziest thing ever. Journalists, communicators.
Don't know how to communicate. Ask for what they need.
They all know. They see me.
Trying to do this. Just cut the nose off. Let's spite the face. I ain't gonna ask if he don't have a good, if he don't care about me enough to ask me if I need a break.
Steadily dying inside. Every day, a little bit of your spirit.
Just want to go out with other adults and
have just a little bit of light up.
I'm looking at my friends like, I'm just, let me just look through y'all. I'm just
right, girl. Liking everybody's picture. Oh, they're having a good time. Oh, girl. And the whole time, and you're in the house. Why?
Let me go ahead and make dinner. Let me go ahead and get Girl.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
So I had to start, using my voice, asking and then demanding, and then saying, well, I'm going to be gone on Saturday from 10 to 5. So our children will be here at the home. Girl.
And I won't be from 10 to 5.
If that works for you, no problem.
And look, and
you scared to death, like, no,
like,
because he might just, no. He was here when I said, no, I'm going to be gone. I won't be here, so
right.
That was the key, I tell you. Even your spouse, and that's when we start having conflicts in our marriage. When I started saying, no,
Right, right.
I need more time. I'm overwhelmed, because I was scared to say I was overwhelmed. Because I was like, he gonna use that against me, and he did. So overwhelmed, I sure am.
What you're trying to start another bit? Yes, overwhelmed with other people's stuff.
Yes, I am overwhelmed. Let me take my overwhelmed self. I'm going to be going to a hotel for the weekend. So that caused us a lot of problems.
Right.
When I started, the first time I said no, it's like I never said yes.
Like you never said yes. I wish I could sing. I can't. I'm tone deaf, but I know what you mean. It's like I never said yes.
I've done everything. Right. For your mama, for your sister. Everybody that came on here and lived, and I done cooked.
And it's like I never said yes. Girl. So now what's your advice to the young women who may be in a marriage out there? Because I'm in the divorced moms club, so I'm not in that anymore. And I wish we had more at that time, more of a platform for conversations like this, because this is so important. But what would you say to a young woman who says, well, I can't start because I have a toddler, or, my husband works out of town, or, what do you say when you use your voice to say, hey, this is what I need in the support system wise? And how did you get through it with Mr. Lee? Y'all at 10 now, so something worked.
Something went right, Lord. I'm crazy one. I think crazy is one. What I would say, the advice, let me start with the advice, is what I would say, and not to young women. There are women 50 years old killing themselves. So it's almost like we never learn this lesson. We never learn to put ourselves first. We never learn to say no. We never learn to say, I'm tired. I'm overwhelmed. I look a mess. No, I'm going to take a walk. I'm going to the gym. Figure it out. I'm over here looking a mess. Then you're gonna say you're not attracted to me or whatever. So what I want to say it to all women, not just young women. There are women at every phase in the game struggling to be able to, because they don't want to, lose what they have or whatever. And so my advice is, you owe it to yourself. Don't let yourself down. Don't let Keysha down. Don't look at Keysha or insert your name and one day be like, oh my God, I can't believe, I'm at this place now. Because although people tell you it's never too late, and there is not an infinite amount of time. Time is our most precious commodity. Don't use all your time on everybody else, and then you are left with nothing. And just like you don't gain a bunch of weight in a day, it's over time, eating cookies and potato chips at night, like I've been doing.
Some key lime pie.
Just like it seems like it's overnight, but just like you don't gain or lose weight overnight, you got to take little steps every day. I'm not saying go down and tell your husband, let me tell you something. But little steps every day. You owe it to yourself. God gave you this life. Yes, you might be a mother and a wife, but he also gave you your life. And your life is not, when you get married, it's over. When you have children, it's over. No, don't give your life away. That's not why he gave it to you.
No, not at all.
Find a way to honor yourself. Find a way to do it. Little baby steps every day. Hey, I see moms. I used to see moms sitting in their cars at like work. And I used to think that's the craziest thing. Girl, who does that now?
Just to decompress. Just to have a moment.
Go somewhere an hour early, girl, be right there in the car. Oh, get a little smoothie. Just, I will show up somewhere an hour early. Oh, was your appointment? No. I'm just sitting here. I'm fine.
I'm gonna sit and wait. Right. I'm gonna do me right here, sitting and being quiet. Don't mind me.
After the appointment, is everything all right, Keysha? It certainly is. Still sitting in the parking lot. So I'm gonna move on down. I'm gonna move on to the end of the lot so I can watch my music. Whatever it takes, ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I don't care what age you are, what stage you are in your marital journey and your motherhood journey. You owe it to yourself. Start today to carve out something for you. Attack something, whether it's your hair. If it's not well groomed, start there.
Right.
So, I'm going to take every Sunday and wash and twist, whatever it is.
Whatever. That's right. That's right.
So that's my advice, and that's for all women. We gotta snatch this life back. We gotta take control of our lives. You only get one.
That's right.
You live every day. You only die once. They say you only live once. You only die once.
Girl, I say that. That's right. When people like YOLO, I'm like, no, you die once. Hey.
You only die once. Right? So live every day. You can get up every day.
That's right.
Do better. Like today before your show, I took a walk. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a little walk.
Beautiful evening fall. Yes.
And guess what? Mommy, can we go with you? You taking a walk? No, mommy's listening to her music.
I know. Look,
let me tell you what Patty Lee gonna do. You ain't let the baby talk to you. Well, I sure did not. And stop being messy and stop being petty. They seemed so sad. They was crying out in the backyard. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. Yes, right. Oh, girl, they tried it. These men, these boys.
They will. They'll do it to you if you're not
careful. Now, mommy's listening to her music. I got my podcast coming up. You cannot walk with me. We'll walk tomorrow if it doesn't rain.
Exactly. That's beautiful. And you know what? They were fine. I bet you when you left, they went about their business.
And of course, girl, I was like, but the baby's asking to walk with me. They're not asking to go to, McDonald's or Chick-fil-A. I did kind of say, yeah. I need this time. I need a debrief.
Right. That's right.
I know, because I planned it perfectly to give me enough time to walk, enough time to come and prepare for you. I said no. And then their father was like, yeah, you ain't let the babies. They was so
he turned into Petty Pendergrass. No, he ain't turned into Petty Pendergrass.
I really did. This is what we doing.
He was an accomplice to the little ones, and if you're not careful, you'll fall for it because they, the cute little faces and little puppy eyes. And
I usually have to be like, "Come on and walk with mommy." Drag them.
Right.
Today,
everybody wanted to go. I love it. I love how you just say it's nothing wrong with saying no. Or not right now, not this time.
Literally, I thought of everything. In that moment, Katie, I thought, what if I died in the last thing? I mean, that is mommy's guilt. I seriously thought that. Like, in the last thing your babies remember, they just want to take a walk. This mommy guilt is
something else. And it never wears off.
And guess what? Do it guilty. No.
Do it. That's right. That's right. If the Lord called me now, He'll console those babies. They won't even be thinking about what I said.
Right, no.
I love it. We have to own.
Right on me, boo. And I was like, no.
I love it.
Yes.
Love it. And they'll get to walk tomorrow. I saw the weather already. It's supposed to be beautiful tomorrow.
Thank you. Okay. We had just gone on a walk a day ago. I had to drag them. I had to Get out the street. There's a whole sidewalk for a reason. Like, come on, man. So yeah, but that's a perfect example.
Yes, it really is, and it's the perfect segue, I think, into to wrapping this all up. And what you've said is you had to really stand up for your time and your support, and not only from your spouse, if you are in a marriage, or from your family structure, whatever you have that's your support system. But I also I remember you saying, I had to learn to cultivate relationships.
Absolutely.
And also not be afraid to ask.
Please, lady, please. So with that, quickly, just getting with other moms from your child's school or class or daycare, or getting with neighbors that you trust. That is so key. So that can the boys come? All the boys, they have boys too. All the boys go over their place on Mondays and Wednesdays. Oh my God! I mean, just like 2 hours of time will change your life.
Right.
And at first you're sitting around like, dang, I'm gonna go ahead and get the boys. Make yourself not do it.
Right.
I will get help and can't even breathe. I be sitting at the house like, but it's so bad. But yes, ask for what you need to. And something I told you, and I want to remind all women: if they don't do anything for you, they don't get a say in your life. No one who doesn't help me do anything for me, I don't care what they say, they don't get a say. So if someone wants to tell you you're not doing this, or you should do it this way, no ma'am, no sir, whomever it is. Right. Yeah, it's that is so key to build relationships. So in times of distress, when you need the help, it's already built in, and so you can say, hey, can you come get the boys? I'm having a day, and I just need I want them to be safe. So get up.
That's right. Because right now they're on a really thin sheet of ice, and I'm wearing the hot blades.
I want them to make it.
Right.
Figuratively, so
Right, exactly. That is so important. If you're not a part of it, then definitely don't allow
everybody to say in your life. And I mean it. If it's your mother, your father, siblings, mother-in-laws, if they're not helping, they don't get a say.
Right.
And that stuff is hard to navigate. Trust me, I know. But you have to take a stand for yourself. Right. And you will be proud of yourself, and you'll feel so much better.
Yes, I love it. The time is now, sis.
The time is now.
You have set the stage. The time is now. Ladies, gentlemen, anyone listening, if you're listening, if you're watching, you've heard it here. Yeah. I mean, Leeway Productions has just opened up the door and just let you walk on through. So there's no excuse during this pandemic where we would be distracted and out and about, or traveling, or running around doing school events, or out in public amongst crowds and petulance, whatever it is going on.
Because life is always going to be a niche.
It's always going to be a niche, baby. Always.
So get it done. Start today, because it's always going to be something niching at you.
That's right. And it can be a niche too when it want to be a niche. But anyway, that is how it rolls. Now, you have to tell people how they can get in touch with you, how they can get your book, how they can participate in one of your classes, what you're offering, and everything. Because you guys, not only is this about, how to make films on your mobile device, this is about so much more than just film making. There's a lot of wisdom and nuggets in here. So I'm going to be quiet, let you roll with it. Just let people know how they can get some Leeway Productions in their life.
You gotta have it. So yeah, so it's Filmmaking 101, of course, how to make films on your mobile device. But I think that so you can get it on Amazon and Kindle. So if you go to Amazon.com, you search it up, Filmmaking 101, I will pop right up and you can get this book. And I think the reason it is so powerful and important for everyone is because it allows you to create content, which allows you to share a message, get your story out there. And that's so important. So anything, if you've mastered something and you can help me, there's a how-to film in here. It gives you a checklist to follow, all the guidelines that you need to get it done. So on Amazon or Kindle and any social media platform besides TikTok, I'm not doing it. Y'all can't make it. I'm Keysha Lee TV. So that's Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, and LinkedIn. So I am on all of those platforms. I'm not joining anymore. Yes, I will, because I know me. But I'm going to hold out. I'm holding out. But please connect with me, Keysha Lee TV, and it's key like a key for the door, Sha Lee TV. So there's no I in my name. It's Keysha.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. I love it. And we will have all of your information and the details in the show notes and available online when we promo this podcast. But I want to do one quick thing because you said everybody has a story.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a way to help you tell your story. But who is that for? When you say everybody has a story to tell, who is that for?
Just like you and I are talking, there are people out here, they need your story. They need to hear what you have to offer. There are wives out here and moms out here and single women out here divorced women. There's so many people that could benefit from what you have, but you aren't sharing it. So you need a way to share it effectively. Because there is a lot of overuse or abuse of, the Apple has made and Android has made it so easy to press record. But we want to help people. We want to impact the world that we live in and make it a little easier. And to share that story with someone that it's okay. You can do this. It really makes a difference. So I'm watching you and all of my friends doing amazing things. And so now I want them to get that out to their audience. And that's what you can do with the book.
Awesome. I love it. You all heard it here. You heard it from Keysha Lee TV. Get at her on all of the platforms except TikTok.
Yeah. I'm not doing it. Yes, I am.
Girl, look, don't let me turn on TikTok and then you up and I'll see you.
You know it. Peer pressure, girl. Peer pressure. Pressure. The pressure.
It's so many places, but such platforms are everywhere, and that you've heard Keysha say that, and I can't say it enough. I want to hear everybody's story because there is someone who needs to hear it, and it doesn't have to be millions. Just a niche for one specific thing. If you craft, if you decorate, if you do
whatever
something,
it is,
even if you don't do something well, you screwed up.
That's it. I need to know because I need to avoid. I need to correct. Yes, help me.
Everything. Somebody could use that help and be inspired. Keysha, you are such an inspiration and just empowering not only women, people. And I am so happy to have you in the living room doing life with us because life can be a niche. And we've enjoyed. You guys know what to do. If you're riding with us, get at me on social media at Katie Bryant Writes on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm not on TikTok either. Not yet. If I see Keysha go, I'm going.
Follow me, girl. Follow me.
Keysha, check out the blog. And the blog is katiebryantwrites.com. And I mean, I'm dropping something. I'm more diligent and intentional about just sharing little pieces of a story, just getting it out there, writing and writing. So, and it's room out here for all of us. It's room to come on in and jump in. But we're going to do something. Keysha doesn't know this yet, but we're going to gift 3 of these to some listeners. If you listen to the show, if you watch it, if you just go on Instagram, all you have to do is make sure you follow Keysha Lee TV on Instagram and comment. And Keysha, I'll leave it to you to pick your 3. And then because life is a niche.
Oh God.
We're getting them out to them and making sure that you have this. I got mine. I got to get mine signed because, you know, I got a bulldog signature on this right here. We're going to make sure that 3 listeners, if you're ready to come on, just leap. You don't have to leap far. You don't have to jump off the top step. Just jump off the little stoop.
Bottom, girl, the bottom one. Just do a little hop.
Right at the bottom.
A little bounce.
You can do it. So you guys, make sure you comment. Make sure you follow Keysha Lee TV and be one of the 3 to get this.
That's awesome.
Wisdom and
Thank you so much.
Love you, my dear.
Yes.
So good. Thank you guys for riding with us. Thank you for joining the podcast. And as I always say, be good to yourselves and be good to each other. And we will see you when we see you.